What's happening, guys? This is House Cat MMA, and right now I'm going to be going over what happened at UFC Fight Night 268, Moreno versus Kavanagh. But before I get into all that, if you would just take a second to like and subscribe, maybe do a bit of commenting and sharing, that shit would be hella cool. So, jerking the curtain, we got Angel Pacheco versus Santiago Luna. Santiago Luna kind of ran a train on Angel Pacheco. Like, it was just one of those things where, you know, on the feet he was dominating. What little time he was on the ground, he was dominating. And I could tell that, like, it wasn't necessarily that Santiago Luna was all that more talented than Angel Pacheco. It was just a classic case of, you know, kind of like what Billy Bob Thornton said on Bad News Bears. Like, you just have those days where your shit's just fucking working. You can't even explain why, but you just every now and then in athletics, you just have a day where you're better than you are any other day of the year. It's kind of crazy. I've had that happen. So yeah, good unanimous decision win for Santiago Luna. Now we got Emmanuel Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas. Kevin Borjas damn near finished Rodriguez. It was like right there. But you know, Rodriguez stayed composed and got a takedown and kept Borjas down the rest of the first round, and the second round started, and Rodriguez kind of took control of the fight on the feet a little bit. Borjas had a couple of bright moments, but Rodriguez was largely dominant, and then he ended up finishing Borjas, got him with a good right haymaker to the temple, and put his ass away toward the end of the second round. And now we got Edgar Chairez versus Felipe Bunes. That was actually a pretty good fight. Bunes had Chairez's back the majority of the first round, like they were standing the majority of the time, until toward the end of the first round when Borjas kind of did like a half-ass front flip, just for, you know, a little bit of pizzazz toward the end of the round. But, you know, second and third round, second round, Chairez was kind of outstriking Bunes. Bunes had some bright moments, and, you know, it was kind of close, but not that close. Chairez, I think he got that round. One judge gave that round to Bunes, but I think Chairez got that round. And then third round, Chairez, you know, he didn't exactly fuck up Bunes, but it was a dominant round for Chairez. Chairez, his record is not great. I think he's 13-6 and 1 no contest now, if I recall correctly. But I think he's better than his record exhibits. I don't think he'll ever crack the top 10, but I think it's possible he'll crack the top 15. I think he's that kind of guy. And now we got Daniel Zellhuber versus King Green. I almost had this one spot on. King Green got a knockout toward the end of the second round. I said that King Green is going to get a knockout toward the end of the first. And I actually didn't full-on believe that, but I don't pick against King Green. King Green's up there with Sean Strickland and Conor McGregor for me. It was just a classic case of King Green just being more experienced, appearing to be a little stronger, and just slipping Zellhuber shots. And, you know, he kind of outdicked Zellhuber. Like, he showed how big his dick was in that fight, and he you know, won the first round. Got one takedown in the first round, and he got another takedown in the second round. But he wasn't outstriking Zellhuber that bad, but he was outstriking him, and he finally put Zellhuber away toward the end of the second. 5 seconds left in the second, if I recall correctly. I think it would be fair to say that amongst the unranked UFC lightweights who will never be ranked, I think that King Green's the best of those guys. You know, there's guys unranked who will end up ranked who would probably beat King Green, but a bunch of guys who will never be ranked, I think King Green's the best out of those guys. And now we got none other than Marlon Vera versus David Martinez. I wanted Vera to win. He did not win. Martinez is fucking good. Martinez is fucking good. He did a great job at just kind of stonewalling Vera in the first and second round, is, you know, hitting him with the bigger shots. He got some ground control in, just catching kicks and just kind of shutting down Vera's offense. third round, Vera did what Vera does. Vera's just in such crazy cardiovascular shape that, you know, towards, you know, I think if that was a 5-round fight, Vera would have definitely won. I think he would have took control in the third, fourth, and fifth rounds, but because he's just in such great shape. And Martinez didn't get crazy tired, but he got tired. So Martinez got a 29-28 decision. I think that's definitely 3 straight losses for Vera. He's still never been finished. The UFC is gonna keep Vera around until he gets around, you know, maybe 5 or 6 losses straight. I think Vera will win his next fight. I don't know who he'll fight, but he'll win his next fight, no problem. And now we got Moreno versus Lonier Kavanagh. Kavanagh impressed me. I was kind of judging Kavanagh, you know, not like judging him, but I was like, he starts his career 9-0 against Wikipedia pageless guys, and then he fights Charles Johnson, who has a Wikipedia page, and Charles Johnson knocked him the fuck out. But Kavanagh he's got game. That is a talented young man. That young man can fight. I think, because you know how you don't really hear much as the Kid Leroy, you don't hear much about the Kid Leroy anymore. Okay, I think the Kid Leroy no longer makes music, and I think Kid Leroy is Lonier Kavanagh. That's what I think is going on right now. Is it the Kid Leroy, or is it just Kid Leroy? I think it's just Kid Leroy. I don't know. He had some bangers back in 2022. But he rocked Moreno. Kavanagh did in the second round. I think Moreno got the first round, and he was just doing a great job at eating up at Moreno's legs, and just hitting Moreno more than Moreno was hitting him. Just keeping his poise in there. Just, you know, having a little bit of fun, and we got ourselves a prospect at 125 pounds. I mean, I don't think he's got. I think him versus Joshua Van would be a pretty good fight. I was going to say that he ain't got shit on Joshua Van, but I think him versus Joshua Van would be a pretty damn good fight. But yeah, Kavanagh got the unanimous decision win. I think it's 49-46 on 2 judges' scorecards and maybe 48-47 on another judge's scorecards. But it was a pretty good night of fights. Like, I think at face value, the card looked kind of underwhelming. But, you know, of course, when King Green's on the card, that's always going to be one of the highlights of it. Whether he's getting knocked the fuck out or getting a knockout or winning a decision, but talking shit the whole time while he's doing it. King Green's just a fucking cool guy. But hell yeah, fuck yeah. This is House Cat MMA. And I will catch y'all sons of bitches later. But make sure you do your liking, your subscribing, your commenting, and your sharing. Hell yeah.